Alrighty, we are having some technical difficulties, but that's okay. Hey guys, I'll put you down just a tad. I had to restart everything to get this going. Okay, how to do. Alrighty, so welcome. I'm gonna give everyone just a minute to pop on. I am a minute late, but that's okay because I don't see anybody. There's Wendy. There's Miss Wendy. Sorry I'm late. We have a little technical difficulties. So, hello guys. My name is Whitney Hebel. I am the Superstar Director of Simply Grace and Grit. Wendy has asked me to come in here and talk to y'all about Facebook parties. If you saw, I shared my mock party. That I just updated for the spring and summer catalog. And that is a group that I have had offered to all consultants for years now, which is insane. My computer's not working either. This is so awesome. Okay, here we go. And I updated every catalog season. I offer it because when I was a newer consultant, and I wanted to get into Facebook parties, there was a mock party offered from some of the higher up leaders. And it just gave me the confidence I needed to be able to offer them to my customers. And so I figured if I could pass that on to even just one other consultant, that it would be worth it. So I like to say that it is a shell or a base, a foundation of what your Facebook party should be. That means that you're not copying and pasting what I have shared in there, but instead you are taking that idea, making the words sound like yourself, sharing personal photos of yourself. There are some graphics in there that are awesome that other consultants have made, so I do not take credit for all of the graphics that are in there at all. I make them if I need them, but if someone has already made them, I use what other consultants were so generously able to share for other people to use. So again, that is a shell of what your Facebook party should be. Once you start those, I strongly suggest having some type of format for yourself, whether that be in a Google Doc or even your own Facebook group. And what I mean by that is taking what you like to share in your Facebook parties and putting it in its own group, so then you can use that to look back towards later. So you're not reinventing the wheel every time you do a Facebook party. Okay, my computer is finally up and going because I'm not seeing comments. I see that people are on. I'm not seeing comments, and I want to make sure that I can see them if there are any. So all of that to say, I will share the link, or Wendy can share the link here again in the comments while I'm talking. But I strongly encourage that you go check it out. It is very, to me, it's very simple, which is very important in our business. I feel like we overcomplicate things in our business a lot, and I just like to offer that for y'all to, again, use it how you want. So the best way that I have found to grow my customer base consistently is to party. For me and my lifestyle, my preference is Facebook parties. That is for a few reasons. I'm not going to try to talk you into why I like those. There's pros and cons to a Facebook party. The pros is obviously that you can schedule post out. You can schedule the party out for the entire week and just go back and check in for updates or interaction or comments. It is something, like I said, where you can have your outline set for the 6 months. So I just finished mine. And when I say that, yes, that means that my personal Facebook is different from the mock party, because again, the mock party is supposed to be a shell for you to use. So though a lot of my posts are similar, they sound like me, they look like me. I put more pictures of myself. I put videos where I can, all of those things, okay? All right, there's a lot of comments here and I'm not seeing any of them. So I guess I'll just go back and look at those after I'm done. So when I started in 2019, really partying and focusing on that, Facebook parties was the thing that I went to make this a real thing for me. So that was in 2019 when my youngest was going into kindergarten, and me and Eric said, are we going to make this a thing, or are you going to go back to work? And I knew that I needed to use the current customer base I had to grow, because that was my issue, was that my customer base was too small. We are a party planning company, so you're always going to hear the most successful people in this business, they're going to say they're partying in some type of way, okay? And I do have my notes down here, so that's what I'm looking at. Facebook parties are 99% of my business. Pretty much Facebook that's where I build every single connection that I have in my business, okay? Whether that be a customer, a host, a teammate, all of those things. I have even gotten into Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace a little bit here more often, and just today have sold over $300 from just Marketplace. So we got to use the tools that we're given. We got to utilize those tools like social media for our business, okay? So how I set a focus, I'm going to start from the very beginning like you've never done a Facebook party before, and just explain to y'all how I do it and why I do it. If you have any questions, please put in the comments. I am not seeing them. I can see them on my computer, but I'm already more than 20 behind, so I'm not going to try and catch up. But if you have any questions, I am literally an open book. I will help you any way that I can, because that is, to me, one of Scentsy's core values. Giving more than you take, and really just, and y'all know that because Wendy's amazing. She's the best at that. But anything with a Facebook party, I will share what's been great for me and what hasn't. So how I set it up, I do use a group for many reasons, like the scheduling post, being able to tag people, it's staying there. That means when the party's over, that group still stays on Facebook. I have hundreds of groups that I'm the admin of. They're Facebook parties. So I set it up as a group. I personalize the banner, usually to their name. So I use the Scent and Warmer of the Month banner that Scentsy gives us. I use the app WordSwag, and I put their name on it. So say it's Wendy's Facebook party, I always call it Wendy's Scent Shop. That's just my go-to. You can call it any kinds of names. If you want something that's more creative, you use ChatGPT. But I always try to personalize it to them. If I'm last season, I did personalized banners with their pictures and went that extra mile. Some of them loved it. Some of them didn't say anything about it. I didn't see a difference in my party. So to me, to simplify it so it's replicatable for my team, I went back to just putting their name on the banner. Hostess coaching is a huge, 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 huge part of any party. But with Facebook parties, you are at a disadvantage because you are not right there in front of people's faces. You're through a computer, you're through a phone, so that's really easy for people to ignore you. So hostess coaching is huge with Facebook parties. I never tell my hosts that they won't have to do anything, because I do ask them to do daily tasks. They're very easy. They take less than a minute on their end, but as we all know, the consistency and showing up is super important, and that's true for a host as well, okay? And I will share a little bit more in depth about my host coaching. But don't be afraid to ask them to do something in their party, because their friends are going to follow their lead. If they're interacting, if they're loving things, if they're commenting, if they are sharing, their friends are going to be more likely to do the same. And that's what you want in any party, but especially a Facebook party where you're trying to get people to see your post with the algorithm, okay? I do have my hostess coaching and actually the outline for my personal party in boards. I don't share that for my personal party, but you are welcome to take the mock party, put that in boards, again, make it your own, and then be able to use that through your parties. For me, that's the easiest, since things like Bizly aren't here anymore. I do use boards. I put them in there. That way it's just a tap away with the words and the graphics, okay? So I do use boards. I do pay for that because it makes my life a lot easier, but you can use the free version of that, especially if you're just using it for parties, okay? So I send them a message to the hosts after I've set up the party and say, hey, I have your party all set up, ready to go. Here are a few pointers. I say things like, once you accept the invite, I want you to invite 30 to 50 of your friends. That is very important. It's in bold. And I even tell them that if they invite their whole friends list, that there will probably be no party because they will be in Facebook jail. Facebook is very picky on what they allow, especially in the mass inviting, the mass friending, the mass messaging. They catch on to that really fast. So I want them to invite 30 to 50 of their closest friends. I'd actually much rather it be 30 than 50 because I like to think as Facebook parties as a in-home party, and I doubt someone would invite 50 people to their house. I'm not saying they wouldn't, but most likely they're going to invite their closest friends and family, people that they think would be interested in something like this. Their uncle who is sensitive to smells and likes the smell of oil is probably not going to be interested in a Facebook party. I'm just saying, right? So we want them to be very intentional with who they're inviting, so they can also build that relationship with their friends that they're having a party, okay? I tell them what to expect. So I tell them that when I will be sharing, I tell them when we will close the party or when we're planning to close the party. And then I always ask them if they would like to hear more about getting paid off of this party. That is me asking them if they're interested in joining. Sometimes that leads to a join conversation. Sometimes it's a hard no, and sometimes it's a let's just see how the party goes. But I'm going ahead and putting it out there at the beginning, hey, you could get paid off this party. Regardless of what she decides, I'm going to do the party as the consultant, but she does have the option to get paid off of her orders, okay? After that, I let her answer me, and then I invite her to the party. Then she's going to invite her people, and the first thing I ask her to do is post a welcome message as soon as she is done inviting, okay? Because the first thing I want Susie Q's friends to see is Susie Q. I want them to see that she's not only doing this party, but she's excited about this party and she's welcoming them to her party. I don't want them to see me first. I do put a few pre-party posts in the party before I even invite the host. Things like the shopping link, I pin that to the top. I also share the flippable link to the catalog. But I want her, as soon as you're done inviting people to a group, if you post in there, that's the first notification that they're going to get, is that they've been invited and that there's someone has shared in it. It's going to be their friend that has done that, not me, okay? So after that, depending on when she gets that done, is when I start the party. I introduce myself. You can see all of this in the mock party. Like I said, the mock party is the shell of how I do things. So I have an introduction. I tell them to fix their notifications. I tell them to ask me how they can get free shipping to stay in compliance. And then I start sharing a mix of informational posts about Scentsy, interactive posts about Scentsy, and then non-interactive posts about Scentsy, or non-Scentsy interactive posts. Sorry about that. I schedule the post between 8 and 5 my time every few hours. Here's how I feel about notifications with people, because there's so many different time zones. People are going to see it when they see it. You could post at 8 in the morning and they not see it till 8 at night, depending on how much they get on social media, is when they'll see it. Okay. So a few tips that I do on my side, in addition to the hostess coaching, which I'll talk about next, I'm going to make a note to make sure I cover that, is when she's inviting people and people are coming into the party, I'm sending them a message. So I always like to say, treat it like a home party. If I was at Wendy's house and she was having a Scentsy party and I was the host and people were coming through her front door and me and her were sitting in two opposite corners of the house with our noses in the corner, her guests would be like, what is really going on here, right? So we want to welcome them. We want to introduce yourself. We want to make that connection with them. We want to make sure that they know that this is going to be a different Facebook party than they're used to, okay? So how can you set yourself apart? Always be thinking that with Facebook parties and really anything you do in Scentsy or direct sales. How can I set myself apart? So I message every single person. I tell them something very generalized, like, hey, thank you so much for coming to Susie Q's party. Be sure to fix your notifications and let me know if you need any help this week. I look forward to hanging out with you. okay? Again, just a welcome. I'm not gonna send the link right away. I'm not gonna even talk about the products. I'm literally just welcoming them to the party and introducing myself, making that connection, okay? Have the host do the same. So that's part of the hostess coaching, is them also saying, thanks so much for joining my Scentsy party. Let Whitney know if you have any questions, or something, again, where they are also welcoming their friend. I also add every single person who accepts an invite to any of my Facebook parties. I add them on Facebook, because again, I'm using Facebook as a tool in my business, okay? I used to not. I used to be like, no, I share my family on there. I share some very personal things on my Facebook. I'm not doing it. Until I had that mindset shift where I decided, again, that I was going to use this as a tool. I was going to be a little bit more careful in things I posted on social media. But I want my customers, future hosts, future teamies to know that I'm a real person too. I'm not just here for the sell. We never take the sell and run. I want them to know that, yes, Scentsy is a very large part of my life, but I'm not just Scentsy. I'm a mom. We foster puppies through our local rescue here. My boys are busy with sports. My husband's in the military and is gone a lot. I want them to know when things are happening in my life so they can connect with me and I can connect with them, okay? So I do add them. Part of the hostess coaching with them, with those daily tasks, are going, between me and the host, are things like post the welcome, share something that you haven't tried yet that you want to try, tag 3 friends in a few of my posts, share their link to anyone who's not on Facebook. So share their party link to anyone who's not, or maybe they're on Facebook, but they're not on Facebook a lot. So again, those daily tasks, I run my parties usually from Sunday to Sunday. I do about 5 to 6 days of posting, unless I do a random one here and there with LTOs. But really talking them through how to do it, okay? A lot of people just assume that people know how to be a good host, and they don't. They are either gonna really, really appreciate it and they're gonna have an amazing party, or they're gonna ignore you and they're not gonna do anything, and you tried anyways. You were the best consultant you could be, and that's all you can say at the end of the day. With my hostess coaching, I do a hostess bingo. I've been doing that for about a year now, where it is connected to the daily task and other things that they can do to X off that square. It's actually very similar to what Scentsy's now doing with the incentive. And if they get 1 bingo, they get 1 extra full-size product, which is, I think it says on there, Scent Circle. 2 bingos, they get something else. I can't remember even what I have on there, to be honest with you. But if they get a blackout, they get any warmer of their choice. Okay, so they want to do these tasks on their end too, so they can get that extra, those extra products from me. If anyone is having a blackout party with their hostess coaching, most likely that's going to be a hard join conversation, because that means they're doing everything that I'm doing. They're literally already doing everything I'm doing, so they might as well get paid off of it, okay? Again, another way to talk about the opportunity with them. So I will also share that host coaching. I think I said that. That's in Boards. Again, click of a button, sends it to them. It tells them exactly what to do. Going back to how you're standing out. So again, like I said, in the mock party, you're going to see a lot of graphics. You're going to see a lot of graphics in Scentsy. And so there's a time and place for graphics for sure, especially for someone who wants the information, the details of our products. But how you're standing out is you're taking selfies, you're posing with products, you're showing, even if it's not yours, you're showing videos. So using the videos on the workstation, you're showing real life photos, and you're having fun. Okay. If, again, we want to set ourselves apart from all the other Facebook parties, and if you're just posting graphic after graphic, people are not going to connect with that. Go live. I like to go live one time in the party, and that's how I do my parties, a lot different from other people, because if I was going to do some people like to do like a 1 hour or 30-minute live Facebook party. That's another way to do it. But with my lifestyle and the way that I prefer to do it, it's going to be over a few days with a few 1 minute, 2 minute lives or 1 minute, 2 minute videos shared. Okay. because with my schedule, I have 2 boys, 4 dogs, 2 hedgehogs, and a bunny, and our house is loud. And they want to see real, but an hour every single week of my time, that's not why I'm doing Scentsy. I'm doing Scentsy so I can have those quiet nights with my family, and I can have that time with my boys when they're not in the house. Like right now, they're at baseball practice. Alrighty, so interaction post daily because people want to have fun. They want to see more things about people's opinions, right? Even saying which warmer, this or that. I have a really fun one that people love. It's like, which doormat would you pick for your house? That always gets a conversation going too, okay? I also, and I don't have this in my mock party, but I also do an interaction post where I do a giveaway. So what I mean by that is I post that anywhere there's a ticket, if they do that thing where the ticket is, they get an entry into the giveaway. I don't tell them what the giveaway is. I just want them to interact because, again, that's going to help the algorithm. If someone, and even if someone does fix their notifications on a group, sometimes Facebook is still like, nope, we're not going to show you this. The more people are commenting and interacting on a post in a group that they're a part of, the more likely it is to come up in their news feed when they're scrolling, okay? So with that, they're doing that at least once a day, and then at the end of the party, if you go to the group, it's going to tell you who your top contributors are. You don't even have to take note on the points, okay? At the end or at any time in your group, any group, if you're the admin, you can go and look to see who your top contributors are. It's going to tell you how many comments they have, how many shares they have, and how many what's it called? Not interactions, but reactions. So you're going to be able to see who your top producers are, and usually you already know who they are anyways, because people want to win free stuff. But with that, you'll go to Manage Group in the shield in the top right, Insights, Membership, and then Top Contributors. So Facebook keeps up with it for you. We're not posting and praying. We're interacting with anyone and everyone. If someone is liking a post or loving a bunch of stuff, but they're not commenting on it, I'm going to tag them and say, Susie Q, what's your favorite, right? Because I see that they're seeing my post. And one of the interaction posts is actually to respond to my message. So if they have it towards the end of the party, one of the tickets to get in is to respond to my message, okay? Because a lot of times when someone friends you that you're not friends with, it's going to go to their others folder. So there's a link that you can share that it sends you the message. It sends them the message from you. So it pretty much sends them a link for, if they click on it, it's going to go to set it up where they're going to message me and they're going to see my message, okay? So we're treating it like a home party where we're in person. Another thing that I do is I change the name of the group the day before it closes. Okay, so that way anyone who is in the group, regardless of what they have their notifications set at, it's going to alert them. Facebook has cracked down on that a little bit, so you can only do that once, and that's towards the end of the party. I also message everyone a day before the party closes. And then I also do, one of the interaction posts is a party poll. And that's just asking them, like, where are you at? It has options like, I can't order at this time. I'm interested, but not right now. I put my order in. I'm going to order. I want to host. Or I'm more interested in learning about the business side. Okay? And that's an easy way for people to just put a number and then me to follow up with them separately. I will say that all of that interaction talk, the success of a Facebook party is not based on interaction, okay? Some of my most successful parties, ghost, quiet, no one's doing anything in there, okay? But because of what I'm doing on the backside and what my host is doing on the backside, it's successful. Okay, so people are reminded that they need to order. They're able to ask me questions one-on-one. They may not want to play games. Maybe they just want to order, or maybe they just want to refill on their wax and they want to go. That's fine too, okay? I respect anywhere that they want to be. If they want to order, I just want to make sure they get their order in. And that's a question I asked the host too at the end. Is there anyone that hasn't ordered that you thought would or has mentioned that they want to, okay? you're going to have a lot of conversations. You're going to have a lot of one-on-one interaction. You're going to be on your phone or your computer during a Facebook party, okay? Like I said at the beginning, that's the type of party that I prefer to do than to take X amount of hours away from my family. I'd rather be on my phone when I can be instead of away for long periods of times. The party is just the start, okay? So I saw a post on, I think it was Instagram the other day. It was like, why has social media talked us into thinking that 12 likes isn't a lot or something like that? And it said, imagine 12 people coming up to you and telling you that they liked what you had to offer. So see a Facebook party like that. If you're in a group and you're like, there's only 10 people in here, I'm one, the host is the other. That's 8 opportunities for a lot of things in your business, whether that be a referral, a future host, a future customer, a current customer, a new customer, a new teamie. That's a lot of opportunities. So make sure that you're taking full advantage of what your friend and who your friend has invited you to and who has accepted that invite, okay? They're in that group for a reason, right? They accepted the group. They are open to all of the talking and all of the interaction, okay? So the party is just the start. We don't take the sell and run. I want you to share your VIP group in there. I want you to add them. I want you to message them. And then that rolls over into what you're doing in your business every day. So your VIP post, are you posting there consistently? Your personal page, are you posting on that consistently? Also kind of connects to your customers. If anybody orders, their information's automatically going into your contacts database. If you're sending a weekly email, they're going to get that email every single week until they say they don't want it anymore. Same thing for project broadcast, follow-ups, all of those things, right? So again, don't ever go into a Facebook group and say, oh, there's only X amount of people. Make sure that you are capitalizing on the opportunity that is being put in front of you. I also will go back into those groups. So if there's a flash sale or a really good join special, or if I remember that Susie Q had a bunch of Disney fans and there's a new Disney release, I will go back into those groups and post. Hey y'all, or even if it's been 6 months. Hey y'all, I know it's been a while since Susie Q's party. If you need a wax refill, I have made her a new rewards link. Click here and get that refill ASAP. Whatever it may be. That can be a way that you are then interacting with people who maybe didn't order during the party, but are now interested, or maybe they can afford it now, or maybe they're in a position where they do need money and they need to know more about the opportunity, okay? That was a lot of information. I talk really, really fast. I do apologize. But the hardest part with the Facebook party is getting the yes, okay? So you're gonna get a lot of no's to parties. You're gonna get, if you're not getting no's, you're not working. If you are getting no's, just know that you're doing the right thing and you're going towards that goal. Once you get that yes though, and you have that pool of people in front of you to work your business, work your business. I see so many times that people have the Facebook parties booked and they have all these people in the group and all they're doing is just posting. They're not talking to anyone. They're not making it fun. I always say, look at your Facebook parties as a guest. If you look at it and you're not having fun, or it doesn't spark you to be like, oh, this was really enjoyable, then they're probably not having fun either. I'm not saying my Facebook parties are the funnest that I've ever been a part of. Not saying that, but there is success in how I run them. I'm also always changing things up, right? So if I have a lot of the same hosts that host every single catalog season, they don't want to see the same post every time. Again, the shell is the same. The mock party is the same. The product highlights are very, very similar. How I'm sharing those and how I'm doing things is going to be changed up, okay? So I think that's it with Facebook parties. I am going to end it right there. I can't see any comments on my phone. I see that they're over here. Again, feel free to ask me anything. Facebook parties aren't dead. Parties aren't dead. You just got to go and you got to use what you're given in this business, guys. Love you so much. You're so lucky to have Wendy as your upline, as even just allowing you to be in this group. So use her too. She's a wealth of information, and she is literally, y'all know, one of the best in this biz. So thank you guys so much for having me, and I'll see you guys hopefully at SFR. Bye guys.